We'll never stop talking about Smallville. This is Smallville,
No!
A deer! A female deer.
let me do that again. We will never stop talking about Smallville. This is the Smalltalk podcast. This is episode 35. I'm one third of your co-hosts. My name is Ryan Cam, joined as always by from the Death Star. Is this Darth Vader or Obi-Wan Kenobi?
This is
there's
Obi-Wan Kenobi. May the Force
Right.
be with you, Luke. May the Force be with you.
You will never find the more wretched hive of scum and villainy.
The Force
just
will
me.
be with you always. And of course, Matt Wyatt. Matt, how you doing?
I'm doing good. I mean, this is the first time that I'm actually on Jake's side with these 3 episodes that we talked about off camera.
My stance is that these three episodes, honestly, for me, are 1A, 1B, 1C, and I loved them all. I loved everything about them. Like when you guys were hyping up season 5, I was like, surely they can't be serious. And then the season was like, and don't call me Shirley, because like this season has over delivered. Like we're not even at the halfway point, and I'm like, yeah, season 5 is doing laps around every other season of this show.
I mean, we're not having like useless filler episodes like we used to in those last 4 seasons. But like this, like they'll have a couple of episodes that are filler, but most of the stuff they hit on the high note with the main story.
I mean, what episode is this, right? Like, what episode is Solitude? Because they're like episode 4 or 5.
No,
No, it is episode 7.
But still,
Yeah.
episode 7, and we're like, this feels like a mid-season finale episode, and we're getting this.
We're
episode.
close. We're very close. Oh yeah, no, wait. Lexmas was the mid-season. That was the mid-season finale during the Christmas break.
I really think Lexmas should have came out 4, and then Solitude should have been the mid-season finale.
Oh yeah, totally.
That would end on a high note. Instead, we gotta get like It's a Wonderful Lex.
But fun fact, I believe you already know this, Jake, because I believe that you saw this episode during its television run when they were showing that the Solitude episode in midpoint after the third act, they showed a teaser trailer for Superman Returns when they officially showed an official look at it, and I was like, oh my god, they're showing this during the Smallville break.
They had a good episode and a shitty trailer at the same time.
Hey, I thought the teaser rocked. Fuck you.
The teaser rocked. The teaser rocked. Okay, the movie was.
The movie
shit.
itself was not good. It was not good, but the teaser rocked.
Imagine going into that movie going, "Oh my god, I got a great season of Smallville. Now we're gonna watch a great Superman movie." And then you walk out, you're like,
Nope.
"Smallville season 5 was way better." Like literally, a legit critic, wasn't an internet guy, a critic from 2006 said, if you want a good dynamic, you want a good Superman with a good rivalry between Superman and Lex Luthor, and you want a great Lois Lane, Superman Returns has none of that. Go watch Smallville season 5 instead.
There you go.
Like...
But let us grandstand and hot dog no longer. This is season 5, episode 7, called Splinter.
You're all in this together, aren't you?
You were never really my son. You were just a thing I found in the cornfield.
What'd you tell him about me?
I know that he's vulnerable to kryptonite.
Why do you care so much about Lex?
I saw you kiss him.
I'm the one that's gonna kill you.
No!
Clark Kent is not of this earth. He's an alien.
No, that's not what I am!
Fresh Smallville, followed by Everwood on the WB Thursday.
Clark is infected by a silver kryptonite rock that Lana discovers in a package. The silver kryptonite causes Clark to have paranoid delusions that put everyone in danger, especially when his delusions make him believe that his parents, Chloe, Lana, and Lex, are all against him. So, Clark gets to meet a new batch of kryptonite in this one, and it's the one that basically turns him into the main character from Invasion of the Body Snatchers. They're already here! You're next! You're next! But I loved this episode. Jacob, what did you think?
This episode reminded me of Transpotting.
What is that?
Like,
should I ask?
Transpotting with Ewan McGregor, Danny Boyle.
You mean Transpotting?
Transpotting? Yeah,
Transpotting.
I thought you said Transbody. Like, what the hell? I never heard that movie.
But
No,
no, it
I
reminded me of that movie with Ewan McGregor.
Oh God,
I'm like,
oh man, I still have not seen Trainspotting, and I
it's
really want. I've
reminded
been
me of
wanting
that.
to
I'm like,
watch it for a
it's
while.
like this and Requiem from a Dream. It's like these two reminded me of those two freaking movies. I'm just like, you could tell that in their blockbuster history this week, Ryan, they had Transpotting and Requiem for a Dream. Like, how can we include this in this week's episode?
So their blockbuster haul this week was Train Spotting, Nightmare on Elm Street, Dream Warriors, and It's a Wonderful Life. I've seen more eclectic triple features than that.
Well, Smallville
That's
has
the
been
weirdest
having.
gap
They've been
ever,
having a
too.
track record by taking notes from other blockbuster movies, trying to make their own little version of it.
Also, Superman 2 was in their blockbuster history this week as well.
Oh, for
Oh
sure,
yeah,
for
yeah,
sure.
yeah. Oh yeah.
They
But
were just like, we got the cool blockbuster. It's like, I would like to be in the writer's room and just see them have the pictures of the movies. I'm all like, these are very oddly different movies, guys. Like, I don't understand how we're supposed to write. Are we supposed to Superman has a nightmare? He also has a crackhead or something? Superman has a nightmare, he's a crackhead
like
on
art
Christmas?
like Arthur and or Mark are just regulars at their local blockbuster, so they're like, "Hey Arthur, the new ones are over there. Thank you." You know, like they like they're known by name at this point.
Like, Al's like, what? I guarantee you, I would love to just be there and just be like, they pull out.
You would just love
Al
to
and
be in
Miles
the
walk
writers'
into the
room
blockbuster.
during the pitch meeting, seeing what they got some any ideas they can come up with. But yeah, Silver Kryptonite was so a new rainbow kryptonite than that we've are introducing. First with red, green, and now we're in black, and now we
Makes
got
him
silver.
psychotic.
Yeah, but he's turning him into a super Captain Paranoia.
Oh, you know what? I did love the opening whenever he gets pricked and he's playing that song that's in the truck by the stereotype Superman from the it's called Stereophonics.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
it's like a Superman on an
Yeah, I did notice it towards the end during commercial break, and they were playing some of the few soundtrack of this episode. They also played Breaking Benjamin in the opening of the episode in the dorm room when you see Lana was looking at the trajectory of the meteor for Smallville, and you hear the song in the background called "Forget It" by Breaking Benjamin.
Yeah, I mean that was a great choice. Especially, I just honestly I was expect Ryan. What were your thoughts when you heard the song though? When the truck flew, you heard them say Superman. I'm sure you're like, I could not believe I just heard them say Superman, right? I could not. No, you're like, no. I was like, they did not just say Superman, Lois Lane. No.
I mean, it's very meta, but it was one of those where it's like, okay, like that was very clever of them. Like if you know, you know, and if you don't, you don't.
If you
Like
pay
he's right there,
attention,
Superman's right there,
like
and
if
then
you
Lois
literally pay
Lane.
attention, they literally did the meta. If you pay attention to the lyrics.
Also, it kind of works though because Clark is crazy in this episode, so it kind of works because it is like he can imagine this song in his head. It works with his paranoia.
But as you go through the episode, you're always wondering, like, what was he seeing that were real or not? Until the end of the episode, now we know that there was Brainiac who fucking orchestrated him and gaslighting him and questioned his own sanity.
He mind fucks him all through this episode.
Oh,
too.
he's been constantly gaslighting him.
Like literally, like especially there's one scene I noticed when he literally is like, "I'm gonna go talk to Lex Luthor" at the beginning of the episode. And he goes, "Oh no, wait, Clark, no, wait." Like that's like because he literally has him like, "I have you on my own mousetrap, Pat." Like he's playing cat and mouse with Clark the whole time. He's like, "I got you on my path. I don't want him breaking the part of the path."
Yeah,
and
but he's doing it on purpose because he wants to let him know that you can trust me, manipulating him, brainwashing him into joining him.
It's kind of like that one WWF angle in '91 where Jake the Snake Roberts was like trying to train the Ultimate Warrior on how to defeat the Undertaker, like burying him alive and like leaving him in a room with a massive King Cobra. And then like the Cobra bites the Warrior and Jake the Snake's like, reach out, touch my hand. Trust me, I'm a snake.
I'm a snake. Never trust a snake.
The Brainiac is just like leading Clark into his trap. And like this is the most Brainiac like that we have seen up to this point. Like it's like I don't know if it's in this or the next episode. I can't remember right this second.
Do you actually think that the black truck was real the first time when he first? No, here's the thing. I do believe it was real, and I'll tell you why. The first time that Brainiac, he brought that up. He brought up the black truck, But then the second time when he came to class, he's messing with his mind, like gaslighting him, saying like, "Oh yeah, I had class and you weren't in it. Oh yeah, Clark, we're in this together."
Hey, Brainiac got a black truck. Joe like, watch this.
I mean, you don't
Kal-El.
know. You don't know.
Oh,
He
the
does.
truck
There's no.
was
And also,
fine.
and also,
The truck
Chloe
was
said that there was
fine
no
out there.
license
The
plate
truck is
number.
still out there, fine. It's literally if you look in the on the Blu-ray or the DVD or whatever, when he goes there, he sees the red truck is right there parked. He never even was there.
Chloe said herself that the truck didn't exist in the DMV. So like there you go.
Well, yeah,
Maybe he was just
obviously
walking like speeding,
he
and
gave
all
him
of
a
a sudden
fake. He literally gave him a fake license plate number on purpose to fuck with his mind.
Also, like Brainiac, he's just so good. Especially he's giving that lecture at the beginning about good guys and bad guys. He's like
Oh yeah, good
Judas
and
and
evil.
Jesus, Napoleon, and then he goes Caesar. You know, just two different like what's like he not Napoleon Caesar because of both people. But like
He's
he
talking
gives
about the whole two rivalries throughout history.
and it's just summing up like Superman, Lex Luthor, you know, kind of thing. It's
Yeah,
like,
they're like the next thing. They're next
but
two
I also
rivals.
kind of saw it like as in me and you know, kind of thing. Like I thought that's what he was summoning, like like because he's Brainiac, like me and you, Kal-El. Because he thinks because I really think he hates him, like especially he tries to summon up like he literally gives like what his thoughts about humanity at the end of the episode, saying, "I don't like humanity. They're all a bunch of primitive beings," and I was like, "We're better than them."
Yeah, so like, why do you trust humans? Like he's literally showing a lot of red flags, but he's also manipulating him that hey, we want you to walk on the path of a true Kryptonian to become a superior.
Like he believes that Jor-El is in the wrong and Zod is in the right. So that definitely does not help things, especially like at the end of the next episode where he's like, "Welcome to our new home, General Zod." I'm like, "Yeah, so yeah, his brain has definitely been washed."
Well, I mean, he's a computer. His
He's an
program is to obey General Zod.
yeah, he's a computer
Computers have
AI.
brains and they can be brainwashed, so
Yeah,
checkmate.
he was their Kryptonian's AI on Krypton until
Yeah.
he turned against them.
Which I mean, Brainiac is a computer. Like it's like whatever. If you tell a computer to be racist and hate his own kind, it's going to be racist and hate its own kind. If you tell a computer to defy orders and kill everybody, it's going to defy orders. Go. Think of like Brainiac, like you think of the Red Queen in Resident Evil.
And also
Yes,
but also in the moment, did you really thought that Lionel, what he told Jonathan in the barn was real? Did you actually thought that in the moment before you knew that it wasn't real?
it is entirely possible because like the episode does such a good job of like saying clearly like there's a part of it that's like this can't be happening, but it might. And so there's
Yeah,
no
and also
clear
like would you and yeah, like there's no way that you would believe that Jonathan would fucking take the blackmail against Clark.
there's no distinction between this is clearly fake and this is clearly real. And it gets to a point, I think what tipped it off for me is when Jonathan said that like you're just the thing I found in the cornfield. I'm like,
Oh
okay,
yeah,
Clark
like
is
no, that
clearly
can't be.
Jonathan would never
Somehow,
say that
somehow he
about
was able to
Clark, no
super
matter
speed
how
out the door when Chloe was got him under kryptonite. Somehow he was able to speed his way out of the door.
Apparently,
Clark
Kryptonite in season 5 works differently because used to Clark go, ah.
Like he was literally about to die, and
like,
then he just like sprints out of the
he's
door.
like, oh no, like it's like he has diarrhea, and he's like, oh god, no.
Oh my god, I had the runs. Oh crap.
I mean,
It's
it
like-
literally happens in the next episode where he's just sitting there like Brainiac puts it on his chest. So it's like
Right,
in this
yeah.
episode, like when he's hypnotized, green kryptonite's like the hitting a mushroom in Super Mario Bros. So like, oh, I'm taller now.
One of my favorite lines in this episode is when Clark tells Brainiac, saying that, yeah, the human race could be dishonest and untrustworthy, and they could betray each other over nothing, but there are other people out there that will be loyal and they're willing to defend them no matter what. And I love, even when they're from another planet, like that just shows you that Clark really cares about humanity more than anything.
When Clark is in like the room, like when he leaves like the lecture hall and he's like in the room and he sees like Lex there. I loved that scene so
Oh, you're
much.
seeing the whole room where he's just getting into this memory lane and this torture that Lex knows about his secret and he could stop an alien from another planet. Yeah, that scene was pretty good. Then you see the kryptonite fucking fog shower that you saw in season 3 with Chloe getting infected by the fog shower of kryptonite. A little bit of a callback into that episode.
Also, I loved the whole Lex and Lana team up thing. Like how like Lex is like Lex, even though him and Clark are at odds right now, he's trying to help Clark because he's like, I never gave you anything. And then I like how he shows Lana the ship, and everybody, it seems like it's a running gag when everybody touches the ship. They're like, it's smooth. Yeah.
Yeah, no, she was touching the ship after Lex revealed it. But also in the beginning, there's like, did you really think that that Lex sent that
kiss?
silver kryptonite rock in the beginning? Because it said like it came from Lex. Like, did you really believe it at first, even though we know that was Milton Fine the whole time?
I mean, in canon, Lex and his team have been working on that ship for months now, so clearly they must have made some headway on it, so it's not impossible.
Yeah.
I
but
honestly,
now he's finally revealing to Lana that yeah, you're right. Like, I'm sorry if I question your sanity, but let's be honest, Lex was doing it on purpose because he's out of options of how to get that goddamn ship open, and Lana was the only one who saw that ship open during the last meteor shower.
I also like how Lex, like when Clark's paranoid, he's watching them. It seems like every time Clark's just randomly there watching, creeping on people. Like whenever Lionel and Jonathan were talking, he's creeping like this.
He already looks like a crackhead at this point.
He
looks like a fucking
son.
junkie waiting for a needle to be
the man of crack is what they call him.
Yeah, exactly. The man of crack.
Like he's going to be staying at the Crystal Palace with Wendy. Like Matt, you get the reference, right?
Yeah.
I'm just saying. I'm sure that's a Breaking Bad reference, huh?
Yes, it is.
Okay. I know. That's why you said that. I'm like, that sounds like Breaking Bad.
Bad talk coming soon to the channel, y'all.
Yeah.
Coming soon.
I will say, with Lex, when you saw them kiss, what was your reaction? We like bullshit. Were you like bullshit? Because like,
I think it was real. Did you actually bought into with Lex and Lana kissing when he's putting the moves on her?
Thing is that there was like throughout the episodes, like, all right, this is definitely like it can't be real, but at the same time, like there's like enough truth to where you're like, maybe it is. So it's like it's the unsteadiness of it.
But then towards the end, you just saw Lana smirking and staring at Clark, like, yeah, this is bullshit. It was like, come on, Clark, you can't buy into this.
Yeah,
Clark buys into this, and he's just like, Lana, like, I mean, to me, there were some things there were some things I thought were like, I do like that. Yeah, it was scary because usually Clark's the one stopping the bad guy. Clark's the villain in this episode.
That's true.
Yeah.
Like, Clark is literally hunting Lana.
Oh, yeah, right, yeah. Yeah, and also beating the crap out of Lex was funny. Especially when we see Lionel comes to Lex, like, oh, pack a punch. Gives a little snotty remarks to his son. The look on Lex's face was priceless. Like, yeah, you got your ass beat by Clark again. First you got sucker punched like 5 times, then you get fucking injured.
Lex should have a concussion by now.
He can never get a break. He's always getting concussions.
Also, that was the creepiest scene was when Lana was hiding from Clark and he does the X-ray vision, and then you just see the X-ray vision come to fruition with Lana's face. And
that transition.
Yeah, you see that. You see the visual of X-ray from half and the real one and the left. That was creepy visuals.
And then, like, I like the whole Milton Fine. It's like the only thing I didn't like the only thing I didn't like about the line was hurting Lana will destroy you. I'm like, that just sounded so like a cheesy line to say. I just thought, like, can you find something to say different? Like maybe if it was like he says killing people will destroy you or something like that. Instead of killing Lana. I just don't like when how would he know her name was Lana? I understand, I understand he's probably listening, but like it felt awkward him saying Lana to me. That was like, how would you know? Like,
it's a little suspicious. He probably did not think about it in the moment.
But Brainiac's whole plan is that Clark gets the package, okay, touches the thing and gets a splinter.
Yeah,
okay,
that's right.
He leaves the package by Lana's door, and I'm sorry, but like, what if somebody would have picked the package up and stole it? Like, his whole plan revolves around Lana, Clark getting the package that is addressed to Lana, by the way, at Lana's dorm, and he leaves it there. Literally leaves it by her door and hopes that she will get it and give it to Clark. I'm just saying, that is like 3 barricades that actually happens, but I'm just saying, like,
well, he left it right. He left it right in the room, and then Lana picked it right up. It's like, what the hell? She just
he put it on the side of her door. Remember, because Clark's coming in and says,
no, he didn't put it in the side of the dorm. No, it was delivered into the door, and he picked it up and didn't give it to her. It's like, oh yeah, Lex sending you gifts, blah blah blah.
Yeah, like literally, it was on the outside, like of the door. Like Clark literally was like Clark.
Oh, you're afraid you're afraid that someone might come in and take it for no reason.
No. Like what happened was somebody literally set it by her door, and Clark said, when I come in, they said there's a package for you right here by your door. And he says, like, when Clark's bringing in Chinese food. And so I was like, why would someone just put the package right there? Why not get like a mail carrier to deliver it to her door?
Oh, yeah, I hear you.
Because I'm
Yeah,
saying,
yeah.
like, literally put it by her door. What if a girl walks by or a guy walks by and says, hey, here's a package. Nobody's claiming it. Walk this. And on top of that, what if Lana
they
never
want the
gives it
scene to happen.
Clark?
Well, they want to make the scene happen. That's just
What
the
if
writers
Lana
want to
never
do.
would have gave it to Clark either? Like, what if Lana never would have, like, what if she would have got the rock and brought it to Lex? Okay, like, and Clark never sees it. Like, wouldn't it be smarter if he would have delivered it to Clark and just put from anonymous?
That would make a lot more sense. I think that if it was delivered to Clark on his doorstep, that would make a lot more sense.
Because
Brainiac,
just,
oh yeah, let's deliver it to Lana. Like, why?
He's a computer. He should have thought about this. Like, saying, like, I gotta jump through three.
Are they trying to? Are they trying to make? Because we know that the fucking note was coming from Lex, even though it wasn't for him.
I mean, it feels like he was trying to frame Lex Luthor and just be like, watch this. I'm gonna.
That's another way to turn against his own best friend.
It feels like Brainiac, even though he hates Lex Luthor, he's trying to like he's trying to buy Lana with Lex, with Clark, Lana and Clark further. It feels like he's like, watch this. He's like literally writing the letter, going, oh, watch this. Oh, this is gonna be so good. This is gonna be so good.
It's like, who's laughing now? He's like, who's laughing now, Lex?
He's just sitting there doing a lecture, like, he's never gonna see this coming.
But he also likes to fuck with Lex.
He's like, and I get to hurt three birds with one stone. Hurt Clark, Lana, and Lex. Although I just hope to God Clark picks the package up. So he's just going, he's like, hey Clark, I want some Chinese.
Like a Rube Goldberg like type of way that this plan goes off.
Like, honestly, and how does he get her phone to text Clark and say, I want some Chinese food, some takeout or something? Like, what was he just like?
Do that? How the hell he was able to text?
If he could get in a room and get her phone, wouldn't it make more sense to send out the package on her bed? I mean, he has this for a computer. He's not very smart when it comes to planning out like.
Or maybe he just had super speed to get in and out, or probably or cloned his or cell phone or something.
I got the power to clone her phone, but I don't have the power to drop a package.
You never know. He could have cloned her cell phone.
I'm gonna leave a package by her door mysteriously.
I mean, we've seen that happen before in Scream 1. Remember that when they cloned his cellular phone?
I'm just saying, like, it just makes no sense logically. Like, Brainiac's plans, like a couple of things have to go off for it to happen. And if you mess up, if one of those things don't happen, like for instance, like I said, if Clark doesn't touch it, your plan's fucked. Then you're like, shit, he didn't touch it. She's bringing it to Lex. All right, back to the drawing board. I'll get another one. I'll send it to his house.
It's like, oh. Fuck.
She didn't touch it.
Dang you, Amazon! Or whatever the delivery service was in 2005.
FedEx delivery boy.
He drops it at the wrong door and it goes to like Mary
Damn
Callister.
You, FedEx.
It's like, fuck, Mary Callister got it. Damn.
They're so FedEx is so incompetent, you bastards.
Also, what if if Clark can do the power, due to the power, like, like literally, you see how he rips up Lex's power? Wouldn't it make
cuts the power.
sense? Like, wouldn't it make no sense? Like, nobody saw him. Like, I understood the power went off, but like,
he super speed in and out and fucking cut the power without anyone noticing.
Like,
and also have we learned anything that he has the worst security guards ever?
Also, how would find Clark? Also, like, there's no way he could have found him at the. Like, I mean, you can argue
he
that
he followed, dude. He followed him, dude. He's a fucking like he's the biggest ultimate fucking stalker robot of all time. Like, come on, he's a stalker.
It also makes no sense how he got the rock back, because Lex had the rock, and then when Clark knocked it out of his hand, I just don't see how Clark, like, Fine gets the rock back. Like, Clark was fine going around like, all right, I'm gonna disappear now, and I'm gonna go dig around the Luthor mansion for the rock. Is it under here? Is it under here?
Well, he has X-ray vision too, dude. He has Kryptonian powers just like Clark, so he managed to find it easy.
LOL, super speed.
And also, yeah, he created it. He created the silver kryptonite.
Yeah, I mean, I do like that. I do think him trying to kill Lex and everything. Like, and he was like, and then Fine trying to help Clark and everything, and it was really cool. I also like the Lionel and Lex scene at the end.
But also Lionel is now like tried to work against Lex Luthor's election as a senator. Yeah.
I did think this episode was pretty good though. I did really enjoy this.
He's literally endorsing Jonathan Kent for the race.
A Superman on an aeroplane.
But let's go to ratings, Jacob. 1 to 10. What do you have?
It's a 10 out of 10. No, it's not. I'm joking. I would say about. You know what? I enjoyed this episode. 8 out of 10 shields.
All right, Matt. What about you?
I'm going higher. Is a 9 out of 10.
Yeah. I'm gonna match you, Matt. I'll go 9 as well. I really enjoyed this episode. Like I said, these episodes are 1A, 1B, and 1C for me. I love all three. The stuff with the package was very convenient. Let's just like say the line, Matt. Like convenience.
Oh, it's gonna be super easy. Barely inconvenience.
That's the one.
Quote from Pitch Meeting.
But outside of that, it's still a very good episode, and
I don't want to get sued for stealing someone's lines.
Oh, you've said it before. If we're not sued by now, you're not going to.
I'm just laughing that Ryan was like, "Damn you, FedEx."
But he said Amazon.
Damn you, Amazon. Like, I just imagine Fine's like, imagine. I would like to think off camera all the stuff that Fine tries to do to Clark that backfired. He's like, oh, I'm gonna send him a love letter from Lois or Chloe or something. Shit, it went to the wrong dorm.
It would have been funny if he yelled out no, Lionel Luther style. No.
You're like, what can I do to fuck with Mr. Kent this week?
He has a whole book. He's like, I could kill one of his family members. I could kill his dog. I could literally show up, disguise myself as Lana, and then try to seduce him and create the 3-way love triangle. Well, that's kind of already going on. Okay, shit. Okay, well, let me try something else. He's like, everything. He's like, the Rock was the best idea he came up with. The Rock was the best idea. Let me get a computer that ran an entire planet. His best idea was, I'm gonna send someone else a rock in hopes that Kal-El gets it.
Well, speaking of parents nearly dying, let us now talk about season 5, episode 8, called Solitude. Martha is struck down by an apparent fatal Kryptonian disease. It leads Clark to the conclusion that Jor-El is cashing in on the bargain he made when he brought Clark back to life, to take the life of someone close to him. Clark seeks the assistance of Milton Fine, who tells Clark that his father Jor-El was a dictator on Krypton and that a rebel named General Zod tried to stage a rebellion. Meanwhile, Lionel convinces Chloe to investigate Clark's Kryptonian professor, Milton Fine, in which his true nature is revealed. So me in the future, while editing this, insert the clip of Kevin Owens saying, "Liar! He's a liar!"
You are a disgusting liar with no integrity!
In regards to Milton Fine.
Or add the clip from My Cousin Vinny. Everything he says is bullshit.
I'll do both.
Everything that guy just says is bullshit. Thank you.
And now for something completely different.
But this
bullshit. It's not true, Lisa. It's bullshit.
Oh,
I did not hear that. It's not true. It's bullshit. I did not hear that. I did not.
Oh, hi,
Lex. Imagine if Brainiac was Tommy Wiseau from The Room. I'm gonna kill you, Clark. Clark, you're dead. I tried to send you a rock and it did not work, Clark. Clark,
and Brainiac will be like, anyway, Clark, how's your sex life?
I'm fed up with this world, but
everybody betray me. I'm fed up with this world.
But on that note, this might be my favorite episode of the season. Let's give it a minute.
It's just Brainiac.
We get told that would be funny if Tommy Wiseau was fucking Brainiac in this show. Just imagine.
I mean, he was the Joker. Have you seen that video?
I have.
Imagine he gets impaled though, and then he just looks out at Kal-El and goes, "I am dead now. I am dead."
He's like, God, like, Clark, forgive me.
But
sex life.
Well, on that note, this might be my favorite episode of this season so far, and this has been a very strong season. Like it was predicted for me, but like this has been like the strongest season so far. But Jacob, what did you think?
I mean, I really like this episode because this episode, like, this is literally feels like a mid-season finale episode because his Brainiac wants him to release General Zod. And then I mean, when everything you hear he says, and then when you're like, when he says Zod, I was like wondering what you were thinking. Like, did he say Zod? Are we gonna get Zod? And were you like thinking like, are we gonna get Zod in this episode?
I didn't think we were going to get it this like sort
It
of
has a
early
cameo
in.
in the fortress, and you see
Yeah, you see a glimpse of General Zod's face, but it had
his
that
face is
reminiscent
blurred.
look from Superman 2 with Terrence Stamps
It's just a
Zod.
blur Terrence Stamp image.
He has the goatee.
But what were you thinking though when they were that scene where like they were outside about General Zod? What were you thinking? Was that we're like, oh my god, are they gonna show him?
I was thinking we would get like closer to mid-season than we are now, but when he said the name, I was like, wow, like they're actually going to show him, and they don't, but they come about as close to it. I mean, I was the idiot for thinking that Milton Fine was Zod. It turns out I was wrong about that. So what do I know?
I'm telling you right now, I'm not saying nothing, but I'm saying just wait. That's all.
Just wait and see, because they've been teasing him throughout this season. Like, we
just wait.
know that he'll play a pivotal role at some point.
We're not gonna say if he appears, but we're just saying wait. Just wait. I will say this is so cool though that Brainiac. By the way, do you think Brainiac? That's really fucked up what he did. He literally poisoned Kal-El's mom.
Yeah, but
Martha
also
Kent.
sorry if I'm interjecting and cutting you off, but I wanted to ask Ryan, in that moment when she was getting zapped in that big red beam out of the sky and she's being infected, did you really believe that it was Brainiac who was responsible for her condition, or was it Jor-El? Because he did mention when he was brought back to life, he knew that someone's going to replace him and someone close to him was going to have to die and take his place.
I mean, I honestly thought it was Jor-El because like we've had like up to this point, Jor-El has just been like the CEO of Prick Incorporated when it comes to his son. I mean, like you just look at him and you just go, dude, like that's your son. Like Mr. Omnipotent voice from the sky. You're like, what if it's so easy, why don't you go do it? But no. It's like I was like, oh well, Jor-El's coming to collect. He is the man coming round taking names, but
it's so funny that you just actually said about Jor-El Prick Incorporated. The name of that company.
I mean, he is a fucking dick.
Like, he is.
You know, it's like, I mean, he's not a tyrant like Zod, but I mean, like, he literally is like a fucking prick.
But also, like, I wish I mean, I don't even know if he's even aware that Brainiac is on Earth. And if he knew, don't you think he should have mentioned what the fuck's going on?
He's I mean, that's the issue I had in the episode. They go to the fortress, and Jor-El doesn't say shit.
Yeah, he doesn't say anything. Don't you think it would have been like, hey, a good time to say something? Construct.
You're being fed lies, Kal-El.
Because
he can talk back to you. It's not like he only has like phrases. He's like an AI, okay? He's like Zoran from the Power Rangers.
Yeah, he's fucking Zoran.
Like literally, he could say Kal-El.
He's like, Rangers.
Like, go Power Rangers! Mighty Morphin Power Rangers! I mean,
yeah, that was a little. As much as I love this episode, it was a little bit of a plot hole. Like, really, you did not bother to say anything while Brainiac was entering your fortress, attempting to open up the portal for Zod.
Jor-El's voice is in this episode. Literally, he goes to the fortress. He's like, "I have done nothing to your earthly mother." I'm like, well, then why don't you say, "Hey, she's being fed. This is lies" or something?
Hey, it wasn't me. It wasn't me. It was the man you called. Was Milton Fine's responsible, Kal-El.
I mean, seriously, the only thing I did like about it, I really liked. I had some issues with this episode. I do love this episode, by the way. I'm just gonna point that out. Too. But like, how did Fine define? Like, there's no way he could have like it almost like did he get the black ship and go watch this? And they went, watch this, Martha. And then just like
yeah, did he fly one? Yeah, but did he actually like fly? Yeah, but did he fly the ship in and out without anyone noticing in Lex's lab and just shoot the beam out of Martha in midair? Like, where the hell did that come from? How is he able to be capable of doing that?
I'm just saying, like, what makes no sense? Wouldn't it make more sense if then like he just snuck behind her and then injected her with something that ran away?
I don't know. I think they just wanted to keep us in the suspense, to thinking that was it Jor-El responsible or was it Brainiac? They wanted to keep us confused.
I do like that. There's some things I do like. I do like that Lois roasts Lex.
Oh no,
she
actually,
does.
that was Lex who roasted Lois.
They
by
both
the
roasted
end.
each other. Like, she says, "Why don't you go?" He says, "Oh, you're taking pictures where Martha Kent works. Why don't you go down and milk their cows while you're at it?" And then,
Yeah, but there was one time he's doing photo shoots at the Talon when he's running for senator. Why? How does that make any sense? Don't you think you should do that at your mansion?
it'd be like if Trump went down to Joe Biden's house where he used to live and just says,
I mean, it's like saying like fucking Trump or Joe Biden's going to the fucking Starbucks and taking photo shoots.
or it'd be like if Joe Biden went down to Trump Tower and went. Just like you'd just be like, why? Just like why?
I mean,
makes no sense.
I mean, it is.
It's just like, but yeah, I'm just saying like stuff like that. Just like for instance, like I understand Martha Kent works at the Talon, but like, and I understand, but I feel like he's doing it on purpose. I don't feel like Lex is just like, oh, I was just going. I mean, if he was really going to go take place, like he could rent out a farm and go do it or something, or he could rent out a building and do that. And instead, he's like, I'm going to somewhere I own that someone works at that I'm going to get. And I thought I do agree, but I do like how
I did love that Lex just roasted
back at
Lois.
Lois.
That was so good. I'm not gonna lie. I like you may hate the fucker, but he knows how to get right back at her fired right like that. Like a college dropout working at a coffee shop, peddling muffin.
He said, "Let me ask you. Let me know when you have banana."
Do you have any banana bread?
You know that
I mean,
feels like that's just
I wanted some banana bread when he said that.
I was like, damn, he wrote. I'm like the Kelso from that '70s show. He's like,
no, there's nothing more valuable than the savvy political advice of a muffin peddling college dropout. Speaking of, do you have banana blueberry today?
Also,
add that clip.
When Fine really when goes back at Kal-El, he says impatience is such a human thing. That line about how impatience is such a human thing, like that to him, like he could tell he hates.
Like he's already putting like red flags on Clark. Like, dude, he's shown you that he hates the human race, that they're nothing but primitive.
It's kind of like that one scene in The Matrix where Agent Smith has Morpheus like tied to the chair, and he's like, "I hate this place," and like that whole speech.
It's the smell.
That speech.
Like he's just so hates them. Like he hates them more than like anybody. He's like, I can't stand this. Like
he's more like Skynet meets the T-1000 and rolled into one.
And he says he's gonna he says he wants to build the Krypton on Earth, and I'm like, oh God, he's gonna.
He wants to wipe out the human race.
He's not going to wipe out. He sells Clark that. He goes, I'm going to wipe out the human race.
He's doing what Zod wants. Like this is what Zod wants. He's just doing his bidding.
Yeah,
and he wants Zod's the big evil here, and then the context of this, Brainiac just gets Zod's coffee. Like
but also he's like Zod's essentially he's his bitch. He's his bitch.
Well, yeah, that I was going for
his little errand boy.
But
I mean, Brainiac lives to serve Zod. I mean, he's a computer. His programming is
true.
I have to serve General Zod.
The story that he told Clark about the story that Jor-El was a violent dictator, but literally it was the reverse. We know it was bullshit. That can't be true. We know it's not Jor-El.
I'm old enough to remember Man of Steel is like Zod one that
and I'm old enough to know that Christopher Reeve's Superman 1 and 2 exist.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this. Like, do you know why did they say I'm really did say in the episode, like, but why Zod wanted Clark?
Oh no, we can't reveal it too much, dude. That's like somewhere down towards the end of
I was just wondering, did they say in this episode?
No, not in this episode. No,
okay.
No. He wanted him.
He
needed him to use that crystal to open up the portal to the Phantom Zone because he's the only one who can activate the mechanism.
I was just wondering.
He's the one who built it, so they need.
If it was this episode,
he can't do it himself because he knows he can't activate the fortress without Clark's help. So that's why he need him.
Okay, I was wondering like if they revealed Brainiac revealed. I knew he revealed that.
But he did wanted to use him for something, but he did. But it was not mentioned in this episode.
I know, yeah. That's what I was wondering. I didn't want to reveal it for Ryan if that was the case. Cause I was like, oh,
it's like nope. That's somewhere down the line. You'll find out later.
Which, by the way, when you saw Brainiac get killed, did you do you believe he's like, oh yeah, he's dead, or do you like?
Yeah, no? But do you actually believe he's dead?
No, he's coming back.
My favorite scene in this whole episode that got me fucking teared up is when Martha was ready to go. when
Oh
she's like, "Hey,
God.
my job
Like
is
literally.
done. Like
And
you're gonna
that
be fine. You gave me so much happiness. I don't know where I would be if you were not around."
More than ready to give up my life for the life of my child.
And her performance, and Tina O'Toole's performance was absolutely Emmy performance. I'm not gonna lie, that was incredible. I get fucking teared up every time I watch that scene.
It's like there was that meme with the guy's crying, the man's like,
yeah.
Like
honestly, like Annette O'Toole is such an underrated part of this whole show. Like John Schneider has a great scene. We'll talk about that in a minute, but in this episode, but we'll talk about that in a minute.
And she
But
was like, "You'll never lose your mother's love." I was like, "Ooh,
that was fantastic. And like,
goddamn!" Like, did you really believe that she was like? I already know if I probably asked this question. Like, you actually believe that she was actually gonna die in this episode?
I mean, there's a part of me that's like, no, they can't do that. But
were you
then
thinking like they were gonna reverse, like, oh, they're not gonna kill John, they're gonna kill Martha? Oh,
I was legit like, I was shook for a minute. I was like, no, please don't take her, please.
I mean,
Like,
throughout the
don't.
season, ever since that Clark came back from the dead, and we know that someone's gonna close to him will take his place. And I was always questioning, like, who's gonna be biting the dust? It could be anyone in this life that he truly loves. We don't know.
Yeah, but and then John Schneider, of course, has that scene like where he asks Clark how he's holding up, and I'm just like they don't pay these people enough.
I just don't know how I could be so gullible. I believed everything he said.
I would have done the same thing, son.
I know, John. Like, yeah, the John Center says, like, "Hey, none of us are going to be around forever. The only thing you do is just live out your life with the people closest to you as much as you can." I was like, "Oof!" Like, that's really more realistic because you don't know. Life is short. Anyone can go out any moment. The people closest to you, and you got to never waste it. Don't waste any moment of your life.
Also,
When that scene was happening, I was getting a little like welled up and teared up, and I was like, just want you to know that I'm not crying. My eyes are red because I was in the back smoking a joint with Van Damme.
I have allergies. It's the onions.
That too, but
yeah,
but
I'm just. Can you imagine that though? Like how he tricks Clark, and then like Clark is literally ready to like go and destroy everything, and then like I just like that and that how he tricks him, and then like how he reveals his true intentions about it, and I'm like, I just thought that was bullshit though. Like Brainiac's the smartest guy ever. Yeah, he never turns around. He can't hear Chloe going like this, and then pulls the rock up Clark, helps him off. Like,
he stands there waiting for fucking like fucking Zod be released from the Phantom Zone, and Chloe was able to get the
I'm here for you, General Zod. I'm here for you.
What did you do, Ho?
My body is ready.
That the key was left in the cave for Chloe to grab and to take it and open up the portal to the fortress and have Chloe come to the rescue.
Say the convenience line again.
It's gonna be super easy, barely inconvenience.
There we go. But
that fight, dude, how awesome the fight between Brainiac and Clark.
Oh,
that
it was
fight
so
was pretty
good.
dope.
The ending where Brainiac gets like impaled on like the
crystals.
The crystals, thank you. It reminded me a lot of like how like it's a weird example, but like say how in I think it was Dracula Prince of Darkness or Scars of Dracula, but it was one of the Hammer Draculas where Dracula is impaled on a wagon wheel. Like it kind of reminded me of that, weirdly enough.
I really think though, the only thing that was stupid was whenever Brainiac goes flying.
Yeah, when he was flying through the mid-ear and the horse was like
his head like what?
Like you don't hear this voice, he's like open his mouth like
The only thing that was missing was the jazz scream from Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, like ah!
Ah! Oh my God, Ryan, play that clip and then add the jazz music. Like, ah!
Mark is like Uncle Phil from Fresh Prince, where he just throws jazz out the fucking window a lot of these episodes.
Yeah, put that clip in there. The Brainiac going flying, but then all of a sudden, like jazz from Fresh Prince of Bel-Air going. That'd be so funny. But yeah, I always thought that was so funny though. And I was like, but it was cool. That was a cool fight sequence, and I do like that. I really like that, and I like that Chloe and Lois have to sneak in because I like how Lionel's like playing like sides where he's like Milton fine, and then Chloe does her research. Oh God,
I forgot to bring that part up.
She's like, yeah, because
you're wondering what the hell is Lionel up to? He's literally feeding her information about Milton Fine, describing what he can do specifically, and Chloe never bothered to question that. Like, wait, hold on, what?
Which seems
And
checks out.
even Chloe even told Clark about that led to Fine was Lionel, and Clark didn't never even put two and two together.
Is just odd. Like we have been building up to like for a almost 6 seasons where it's like we're at a point now where like if it has the name Luther, you can't trust him. So now Chloe's like, oh, it's all kosher now. Like, what have we learned from this?
Didn't this man try to kill you in the season 4 or the season 3 finale? He literally blew up your freaking house.
Exactly.
Yeah,
like
first he's now supporting Jonathan Kent in the race to go up against his own son, and now he's feeding Chloe information about Milton Fine, knowing that he's actually an alien that would lead to the ship in the warehouse. Like, and Clark still didn't put two and two together. It's like, oh, okay.
I did like the scene at the end where Lex is at the piano and Lionel is like, ah, son, how you doing? And Lex is like, where's the ship? And Lionel's like, ship? What ship? I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm just gonna have to play stupid.
Also, you know, it's really funny. I forgot I put this in my notes. This is something I thought was stupid. Fine is always walking around. Like he always, every time you see him in this episode, he's always walking around the university. It's like he's never ever just sitting at a table having coffee. He's literally just walking. I'm like, is he just walking around the university hoping Kyle will come up to him? Because I literally, every time you see him in this episode, he's walking around. And that's how Clark always comes up to him. He's like, oh, there he is. He's walking like this. He's just carrying a briefcase. I'm like, does he just walk around all day in hopes that Kal-El, he's like, well, I have no apartment and I really only have one class. I guess I'll just walk around and hopes that Kal-El comes.
I mean, maybe he knows his routine schedule because he's a professor.
Up there he comes. Time to walk.
All right, here it comes. Okay, let's go.
Like Clark, 2 words: office hours.
I don't think he has any. Also,
you suppose he don't have his contact information to call him?
I'm just saying, like. Also, how does always Clark get back from the fortress if he leaves the key in the cave?
Probably super speeds back to his place,
or flies.
Well, if Chloe transports there,
if he knew how to fly.
But he does though.
He doesn't.
Not yet. He doesn't know how to fly yet.
No, he doesn't. He can't fly yet.
He can't fly yet.
I saw it at the season 4. You know what? Never mind. Something tells me I'm
No, because that was when he was Kal-El, and then he separated himself because he's not yet ready for the journey.
Okay, it makes sense now.
Yeah, he literally just brainwashed him, reborn as the Kryptonian Kal-El, and embrace his own destiny, push away his humanity.
Yeah, the show like literally says the 2 rules for the show is no flight and no tights.
Yeah, no flights, no tights. Otherwise, we would have seen him fly a long time ago throughout this whole show.
That's what they said. He doesn't fly and he can't wear the suit. That was the 2 rules they had for the show. And it's like they still by it. And even they said they have legal loopholes. They're like, well, he's not technically Superman.
Yeah, they like to throw a little bit of a loopholes of how he flies in the show.
Yeah, but like they just can't like make it official. Like, no, he cannot fly. Which he can. He can. That's why he has super speed. Which I will say though, I thought that was pretty cool though. Also, Lex doesn't have cameras or security at his warehouse because Chloe literally breaks in there and then they crash through his gate. Then they leave and like nobody has their plates or nothing.
Yeah, no one was able to capture the license plate from Lois's car. And even when she breaks into the warehouse, there's no security cams on this outside of the entrance. We know there's a security cam inside the warehouse where the ship that they're monitoring. And also every time that Milton Fine like does his materialize out of the ship, it goes into static.
Statics, that means Fine's there.
Yeah.
Which I will say, I did think this was a good episode. I really think it's a fantastic episode.
I agree.
1 to 10, what do you have, Jacob?
10.
Okay. Matt, what about you?
Yeah, it's closer. Yeah, I'm probably going to say it's a 10 out of 10. It's a perfect episode.
All right, we are simpatico. This is 10 on 10. Like, this episode was fantastic across the board. I mean, some minor quibbles, but in the grand scheme, it doesn't deter anything from the overall enjoyment. This almost low-key should have been the season finale, but I think I'm going to have to put on my gloves and defend myself for this one because I had a lot of great feelings for this.
Is this your favorite episode, Ryan?
It's not my favorite. It is Solitude, but I liked it clearly more than you guys did. So Duke's up. It is season 5, episode 9, called "We Wish You a Merry Lexmas," or just Lexmas.
That should be the name of the song. They
Lex,
should remix.
It's good to be the king.
On the WB Thursday, the life Lex knows disappears in a flash.
Mom, am I dead?
No, this is your life.
To Lex Luthor, the finest man I know.
I've never been happier.
All of this can be yours if you make the right choices.
Daddy, breakfast!
What happened?
Lexmas, a Smallville Christmas, followed by Everwood on the WB Thursday.
Lex is shot on Christmas Eve by a murderous carjacking couple and has to undergo life.
It is not the Grinch, we can confirm.
Can I finish? And has to undergo life-threatening surgery to prevent permanent paralysis. While he is under, Lex dreams of a possible future life in which he is happily married to Lana with a young son and a baby daughter on the way. Meanwhile, Clark helps Chloe deliver some donated Christmas presents to underprivileged children. So, one fun fact before we do jump in, this episode was directed by a guy named Rick Rosenthal, who directed movies such as Halloween 2 and
Halloween Resurrections.
Yes, that as well. So he's a very accomplished director, and I don't know, maybe it's just like I'm a Christmas junkie, but I just really enjoyed this episode. It kind of reminded me of this movie starring Nicolas Cage called The Family Man, which I know there are a lot of It's a Wonderful Life.
Oh, no.
comparisons.
I don't, it had a little bit of It's a Wonderful Life, but until you brought that up, Ryan, this felt more of The Family Man from Nicolas Cage about what the life he could have had if he made that choice. If you haven't seen if any of you out there have not seen The Family Man, it's such an underrated movie, dude.
You know, I really think this episode should have been about Lex Luthor trying to steal Christmas and Clark trying to stop him.
What do you want to turn this into? The Lexmas, how the Lex has stole Christmas?
Like Lex is like, I am going to release evil robots that are going to take all the kids' presents away, and Clark's got to stop and destroy the. That would have been too stupid. I'm sorry.
That would have been, really, but that would have been like an animated Christmas short special.
But I do echo Matt's sentiments. Watch The Family Man. I did review it here on this channel, so
it's fucking depressing, man.
Oh yeah,
it is.
I mean, imagine just fucking going through your original life, and then you're always wondering what could I have done differently if I chose that path. Then living that other path, and you're so attached to this new family that you just never met in your whole life, but you never grew up with, but you grew too deep, and now you have to go back to your original life, and it was like, oh fuck, and you don't want to leave.
But this episode, I don't know why, but I really enjoyed it. It was such like an emotional roller coaster for me, just seeing what life for a Lex Luthor away from like Lex and Luthor Core could have been. It's like it's one of those things to where it's like a what if story, and I don't know, I liked seeing what they did with it, and I liked
a little bit of the Twilight Zone.
Sort of, kinda. And then at the end of the episode, it's like the assassination of the nice guy Lex Luthor by the not so cowardly Lex Luthor. And at the end is like, we see like the end of one era of this Lex Luthor and the beginning of like the Lex Luthor that we all know.
It's tearing away from his humanity by the end.
His mother is the guardian angel in this episode because like he chooses violence at the end. He could have chose peace, but instead he chose violence. He's like, I don't want to be. He says, power is the one thing I want. I don't care.
Money and power.
Money and power is what I want. And he goes, and I can have both. And he goes, you know what? If I want Lana, I'll take Lana. You know, he says, because you know what? He says, power is everything. You know what?
If I want to be senator, I'm going to become a senator.
I'm going to become like, you know, it's like, he literally is like, okay, you're starting to sound like a certain dictator with a mustache that lived in Germany.
He was sounding like, to quote Freddie Mercury, he wants it all, he wants it all, he wants it all, and he wants it now. But I love the scene where he and John Glover share it, and Glover's like sitting at his laptop going like, oh, I don't have grandchildren because I don't have a son. I'm just like, Oh my God, that's so cruel. But then
that was such a cold.
And he could have
scene
saved Lana, but he chose not to out of pity.
Tells him to go fuck himself and say, "Beat it. You chose this path to have a middle class life,
man.
a Hallmark
like
life.
A peasant. I'm going to, you know what?
I'm gonna fucking teach you a life lesson."
Which, I mean, this is all like Lex's, like, none of this is like
all of it's in his head. Like, I don't think, I completely agree with you. I don't believe that some of the whole, like, what if scenario of the life that he could have chosen, I don't think they're accurate. Especially with Lionel saying, go fuck himself and I'm not going to save Lana. And you decided to drop out of the race. I was like, didn't we remember in the last couple of episodes that he's trying to go up against his own son and endorsing Jonathan to win in the race? So that's kind of what felt a little bit of a plot hole in that episode. Like, what, like, is his mom manipulating Lex's feelings and choosing to have peace and not choose violence? Or maybe that's just all in his head.
I do like that. Like, honestly, I think I do like It's a Wonderful Life version. I like how he's with Lana. And like how his mother is there, like the guardian angel that guides him through this vision.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Also, what Lionel does, what Lex did with him, like saves his life. Like how I like how Lionel was like, "Oh, my son is going to walk again." You know?
Oh yeah, he's giving him a life-threatening surgery. He's taking a gamble on his life because he doesn't want to be crippled.
And I also look. There's the only thing I had an issue with that scene. He does that, and like then Lex says, "How dare you gamble with my life?" I like the scene, but then I'm like, you freaking did that with him in season 2 with his eyesight. I'm like, so who the hell
that's right. That's right. You're right about that. That's true.
Same thing.
He went into his life-threatening surgery with his own dad.
You took away his eyesight. You're like, my father's gonna see again. Like, so you have no room to talk.
I'm blind.
He repaid you the favor, buddy. He repaid you the
call
favor.
It even, you jackass.
He later learned that Lionel wasn't really.
That was kind of a little hypocritical on Lex's part.
I mean, at this point, is like Lex has gone full evil at this point. So it was like, it makes sense.
And also, there was kind of a little bit of a fun little side quest with Clark delivering the presents for the kids and then go up on that roof.
That to me, Santa Claus, when shits about.
Yeah, when Santa was so suicidal, ready to jump off the damn cliff. That kind of felt a little bit of a reminiscence to the comic book of Superman when he was trying to help out this little teen girl who's about to jump off the cliff and talk her out of it. That was a little reminiscent to this one.
The Boys does the opposite of that. The Boys does the opposite.
Oh yeah, the Boys did the opposite. Homelander
were like, you better fucking jump.
Like, you better fucking jump, bitch. You better fucking jump right now.
Oh yeah, the Boys does that scene where like is in the comic, the All-Star Superman.
Yeah, All-Star Superman, I believe.
All-Star Superman. I need to reread that. Superman's basically trying to talk down a girl from committing suicide, and it's a powerful moment in the comic.
Mm-hmm.
And the Boys, they do the opposite of that, where a girl's gonna try to commit suicide. Homelander's there, and he's just bitching about how everybody always wants from him and everything. And he tells, "You're gonna fucking jump. And if you don't, I'm gonna push you." And he says, "You're gonna fucking jump."
That's the complete opposite of what Superman.
He pushes her, and she goes all flying to her death and dies. And you're just like, "What the fuck?" Like, it is the most darkest thing. Which honestly, I could see Henry Cavill's Superman doing that.
Oh fuck!
I could see Henry Cavill's Superman doing that.
Let's not go down that slippery slope.
No, don't you fucking dare!
I'm joking about Henry Cavill.
You little bastard.
I like it, Man of Steel. I'm just gonna point that out.
But yeah, I've actually never seen The Boys, and I know I'm like.
Oh my god, dude!
It's literally Homelander's like evil Superman.
Oh yeah, a psychotic Superman.
I am aware. I am aware of what Homelander.
Well, you know what? Talking Boys after Talking Bad.
Oh, that should be another podcast now because we're getting close to season 4.
We need to just start putting a voting thing. Just put all the stuff we want to do.
Yeah, we should do like a voting poll. What other podcast shows should we cover?
I've got a running count in my head of Bad Talk, the Breaking Bad one, Natural Talk, the Supernatural one, Boys Talk. Wait a minute.
You what?
Let me.
Why does it sound so weird saying Boys Talk?
He wants a Talking Boy. It's better than Talking Boys.
Oh, okay, that's fair. That's fair.
Well, Talking Boys would probably be like, well, we're not gonna get much views because we're gonna get Chris Hansen's gonna be all over our fucking podcast. Chris Hansen be like, so you're talking about boys, are you? Have a seat, Mr. Cam. Have a seat, Mr. Hurry, says Matt. Have a seat, Mr. Jacob. And we're like, I swear, we're talking about grown boys. I mean, that'd come out wrong too.
I swear to God.
The FBI is not outside to arrest you.
This isn't Dateline.
This isn't, but I will say we're gonna do that eventually. We'll do it. We're gonna we'll talk about off camera what some ideas. But
we're gonna definitely brainstorm off of when we're done recording.
But I will say, I do like that Lex is showing you like how Clark is happy, Jonathan's happy. He's like, and again, he wins a humanitarian award. He's like Lex is all happy as could be and everything, and he has a son, and he's like all goofy.
Yeah, Jonathan is like, I never proud of you to be one of my own son. I was like, okay, this got to be both. This can't be not accurate. I don't buy into this.
Jonathan with the glasses honestly looked weird to me.
To me too. I was
it's supposed to be like 7 years later, and now he has glasses.
For context, this episode aired December 6, 2005, so it's correct in assuming this
2012
takes place in 2005.
Yeah, this takes place in 2005. The whole alternate reality 7 years in the future was like 2012.
I lived through 2012, and it did not look like that.
Yeah, 2012. We got Dark Knight Rises, Amazing Spider-Man,
The Avengers.
Yeah. Honestly, that was a very loaded year for superhero movies.
Oh, absolutely. The Avengers became the golden age of comic book movies at that time.
So you know what? I still think I have the Entertainment Weekly from 2012, and it was just telling you all the movies that was coming out this year. Like Total Recall's coming out, this year, and and I just remember I'm like 2013. I was excited for it. I was like, Man of Steel.
Oh yeah, I completely agree. When they showed the teaser trailer of the Dark Knight in front of the Dark Knight Rises, they showed the Jonathan Kent version narration, and I loved it. I was like, oh my god! And seeing Superman going up into fucking space in a fucking sonic boom, oh my god! I was like, I want this movie now, and we had to wait a whole year for that.
For the Beetlejuice trailer that's coming for when Beetlejuice hits September, over under 50% we get a teaser trailer for Superman.
Oh, good question, but I don't know if for
the
Beetlejuice
comes out
2
next summer.
Yeah, you're totally right about that. But and it comes out in September for Beetlejuice 2. I don't know that they would play it in front of Beetlejuice 2. I don't think it would be.
That's
very
the next
likely.
big movie.
I do believe maybe I might be wrong, but we got to remember Joker 2 is coming out in October of this year.
I
believe that if they want to cover DC and do another hype, I think if they were to play a trailer, it will be in front of Joker 2.
I guarantee we're getting a trailer on Joker 2. But do you think we'll get like a teaser? Because I think we're going to get a full-length trailer by Joker 2 because...
Oh, we already got we technically did get a trailer.
I was going to say...
By the way, while we're talking about Superman, what do you guys think of the new Superman logo they dropped at CinemaCon?
Oh, dude, it's a Superman logo that we already know what it looks like.
But that's the full
Didn't we already
on all the merch and stuff.
Oh, yeah, it was literally the Kingdom Come logo.
It looks great.
It looks
I like how it has yellow instead of like it's like
they showed the S shield, the old S shield up close on that suit. When
excited.
James Gunn dropped that teaser, like we already know what it looks like. Like we're not stupid. Like we showed us something that we already know what it's gonna look like.
I'm excited. I just hope the movie's good. I just hope it's not.
Oh no, I totally have a little bit of faith in James Gunn's vision that he's really passionate.
I just hope he's not trying to make like the Suicide Squad with Superman.
Oh no, I don't believe that he would do anything like that because he really takes it very seriously when it comes.
I want it to be a
hitters.
Homage to Superman the movie.
Oh, there's gonna be a lot of influence to Donner Superman. Oh yeah, I totally agree. There's gonna be a lot of like influences from other Superman comics, but he's definitely gonna have a lot of influence from the Donner Superman.
I just want Lex Luthor to be an evil businessman. That's all I want. I don't want.
He's definitely gonna be. Oh, he is.
Artist.
And he literally addressed that. I've been saying all along for a long time that Lex Luthor is the fucking main villain in the movie. You don't put Lex Luthor in a movie and not make him the main bad guy.
People are like, oh,
Ultraman, I was like, you're bullshit. Engineer, I do not buy her as the main villain. I don't give a fuck if she's the anti-hero from the Authority.
Lex Luthor better wear the power suit. That's all I'm saying. He better wear the power suit.
I have a feeling he might. I'm the feeling that might be his last resort to take down Superman. I think he might. I think he might.
We've had 4 fucking adaptations of Lex, and never once is wear the power suit.
Yeah, and I believe that might be an opportunity, and it seems like James Gunn would do that. And I think he's going to manipulate these DC heroes like Green Lantern and Hawkgirl, and even the Engineer to take against Superman.
Did you hear he said it's going to be the summer of Superman?
No.
Yeah, CinemaCon. He said in the video message.
Oh no, CinemaCon. He said that at CinemaCon for next year, they're definitely it's gonna be Superman heavy.
Yeah, it's gonna be Summer of Superman. Which I honestly looked at tickets. They're fucking pricey. I was thinking about going to CinemaCon. Like, yeah, I
I
might
mean,
go to CinemaCon.
how crazy would it be if they actually showed them the whole 2 hour
They already
movie?
said the cast is going to be at CinemaCon next year.
They're definitely going to be there next year because they're heavily going to be marketed the shit
Superman.
out of Superman.
Which, by the way, I will say, going back to Lexmas, I will say I did like though, like how also there's something I did had issues with besides that, like they show footage from Batman Begins in this, like literally the Narrows from Batman Begins is literally the alleyway where Lex goes. And
I knew you were going to bring that up because we brought that up like way before that they were going to use some stock footage from other movies like Batman Begins, the Narrows, and they use that fucking like shot area for the principal photography and paste it into the Smallville episode.
I'm like, they couldn't just show like a random area of Metropolis and be like, all right.
I guess they're too cheap to fucking to shoot it.
I mean, they're shooting Vancouver. You must just go around with a helicopter. I guess they're probably too cheap to get the helicopter.
And also, they keep using the same shot of the Daily Planet. The chopper comes past Daily Planet. The first shot that it was shown,
not a real place, by the way. But it's not.
Yeah, I know it's not a real place, but it was done in CGI. But it was the same first shot was in the second season where Clark was about to jump across the roof of the Daily Planet.
Well, you're going to see that same shot. You're going to see that same shot over.
Oh, you're going to see that all the time. It's going to be exterior shots.
Did y'all see with the reindeer were going around the globe? And I'm like, who? And there's no way, and logically, somebody could do that and put a reindeer because that's too freaking dangerous. Like, no, there's no way you can get a ladder and just like put reindeer. Like, oh yeah, that looks great though, but there's no way you can put reindeer around the Daily Planet globe. It's just too dangerous.
No,
Somebody falls to
too
death.
dangerous. It's impossible. It's BS. But also, yeah, he's literally delivering presents. So literally, he's breaking into people's houses and put presents under the tree, pretending to play Santa Claus.
Are you Superman? Are you Santa Claus? No, but I do start with an S.
I'm the new improved model. Liar.
Yeah, I'm the Slim Fast version.
So it turns out that when we see Santa showing up at the Daily Planet, all the presents were gone.
That
so
was
it turns
stupid,
out
by the way. That was
a real.
stupid.
He's actually the real Santa Claus.
They basically like, okay, so Santa Claus is real in this universe now. Okay, all right, great.
But
all
never
right.
gets brought. But it will never get brought up ever again.
I'm like, don't say that. I was like, I was gonna say something else.
I recognize the actor. He played the vice president in the Day After Tomorrow with Dennis Quaid and Jake Gyllenhaal, and he was also in the same year the Fog movie came out, the remake with Tom Welling. He was also in the movie with him.
Kenneth Welsh, that's the name.
That's him.
Yeah, he was also in Twin Peaks.
It was Laura. Who was Laura Palmer? If you watch for Twin Peaks, you'll get the reference.
It's been a while. I've got the box set back there somewhere, but I know that reference.
Don't watch the reboot. Do not watch the sequel series. Ugh.
That's what I hear. But bringing things home, let's wrap things up. Jacob, 1 to 10, what do you have?
I have 6 out of 10.
All right, Matt, what about you?
Yeah, it was an okay episode. It has its moments, even though the whole alternate reality of what if he chose that path were not very accurate, kind of bullshit, but whatever. But yeah, it had a lot of moments, especially at the very end, and it very strong and very dark for Lex. So yeah, this is definitely a 6 out of 10. I mean, yeah, it's definitely the weakest out of the 3.
I think a 10 out of 10 lunch.
I'm going 9 out of 10. And really, it comes down to Rosenbaum just crushing it like he always does. But he goes over he does so well here, just from where he starts out at the beginning to where he's shot to where like the whole flashback, and then at the end where like Lana dies and he just like bears his soul, and then with the whole thing with evil Lionel, and then back to the very end where he's like, find it, fake it, I want it all. It's like,
yeah, and he's like doing whatever it takes to find any dirt on Jonathan to knock him out of the race.
Rosenbaum, like Atlas, carries this episode on his back, and so I can overlook some of the flaws just because, like, just how beautifully twisted Lex has now become.
Yeah, I completely agree.
But I pass it off to all of you. What did you think of these episodes? Let us know in the comments. Love to read what you have to say. And just as a bit of a preview for next week for season 5, we'll be taking a look at season 5 episodes 10, 11, and 12, which are Fanatic, Lockdown, and Reckoning, respectively.
Oh my God, you're not ready.
You're gonna love Reckoning. You are going to love
because
Reckoning.
Also, fun fact: the Reckoning episode is the 100th episode of Smallville.
You know what?
You're not ready.
So good.
You're not going to be ready.
It's going to be so good.
It's the best one.
It is a great episode.
I'm going to say this right now. It's the best episode of the season.
It is the best episode of the season, Ryan.
Absolutely, 100%.
You got Solitude. You're about to have your socks knocked off.
Yeah, we got like 3 banger episodes for next week, and I can't wait to cover it, especially the
Reckoning really,
episode.
Is really Fanatic really a good episode?
No, Fanatic. I didn't like the Fanatic that much. It's not
really
that
fucking stupid. If you
it's kind of ridiculous. Okay, well, no, let me backtrack that. The Fanatic.
No, you stand by your fucking statement, Ryan. You don't ever, Matt. He's like, Fanatic, 3 great episodes.
I keep forgetting that we're covering Fanatic. I keep forgetting that's the episode. Like, oh fuck,
Fanatic. I'm like, by the way,
the lockdown was a great episode. Fanatic was like stupid.
Fucking Fanatic. You're just
no. I completely agree. I fucked that part up. The Fanatic's like, ugh.
By the way, if you're listening next week, Aaron White, if you're listening, come comment on Ryan saying, yeah, this. By the way, last week, didn't you say Fanatic has got a great episode? Just so you can make him eat his ass words.
Well, speaking of Aaron White, friend of the channel and friend of the show, he was actually messaging me that we should do like a watch along for the 100th episode, and I don't know if
I would agree with that because honestly, Ryan, it is so good. I think we should do that. We should because that that show goes on break after that episode too.
I don't know. I think that the Lexmas went on the break.
Yeah, but then they come back for January and they ran for 3 weeks because
and then it came back in January. No, it was in January when Reckoning aired in that episode in January.
And then they took a break for 3 weeks.
Okay? You're probably right. Yeah, probably like a 2 to 3 week.
Because it leaves you where you have to literally like
let it all sink in, let that shit sink in.
Because you're just like, this is such a good episode.
Oh fuck! I mean, I think we should do that. Yeah, for the watch party.
Next Thursday we'll do Matt's favorite episode, Fanatic.
Fuck you.
And then we'll do Lockdown, and then we'll go to Reckoning. We'll do a watch along that Tuesday for Reckoning.
Oh, absolutely.
All right, that is a deal then.
I mean, we normally don't do this, but this is like an exception when it comes to
the 100th episode, and it's so big. Like Ryan, you watching it alone does not do it justice.
It will not pull any punches. Like, oh my god.
All right, let's set it in stone. So for next week, it'll be a big ol' day for this show. So
not next week, but like whenever.
I'm thinking ahead, but next week, as the people are seeing this,
as you're watching this episode right now,
we will be covering season 5 episodes 10 and 11, and then for season 5 episode 12, which is episode 100, Reckoning, we will be doing a watch along style. And so you all should stay tuned for that. Subscribe to the channel, click the bell for notifications. But Jacob, your channel's linked in the description. Tell the people what you got coming up.
Well, I'm gonna do shit talk, and it's about basically me and Ryan shit talking Matt about how much he thinks Fanatic is the greatest episode ever.
I haven't seen the episode.
No, it's not the episode, the movie, The Fanatic.
Oh, by the way, that episode, the movie Fanatic, is not far off from the episode The Fanatic.
It's not
true. Far off either. It's not very far off.
I feel like John Travolta in the fucking Limp Bizkit lead singer director fucking took notes from it. I gotta take a poop. I feel like he took notes from fucking Todd Phillips' Joker in this fucking episode of Smallville Fanatic.
I mean, seriously, what the fuck is wrong with that movie? Like, that movie's so funny. Have you ever seen that movie, Ryan?
It's so shit, but it's so funny to watch.
It's so funny. Like, Ryan, if you've never seen The Fanatic, it is so good.
It's on Amazon. It's on like Prime Video.
It's
like on the almost on the same level of The Room, and you have Devin Sawa who is in that movie too.
He's actually pretty good in that movie. But like Josh,
at least he's actually trying to act. At least he's actually trying.
Like the only scene I was like, it's directed by the lead singer of Limp Bizkit,
and he referencing himself off of that fucking movie.
Himself in the movie like 3 or 4 times, and I'm just like.
Like watch that movie, then fucking watch Chris Stuckman's Hilariosity review, which was perfect.
Oh my god, I want to watch The Fanatic now. I'm not gonna lie.
Now we got to do a watch party for The Fanatic, and it's on Prime Video. It's literally
on this channel after White Chicks. Next up is The Fanatic. Let's put that on the slate. But Jacob's
Just
channel.
like now, I want to watch it. I want to watch that. And I'm just like, that's so fucking funny.
Jacob's channel is linked in the description. Subscribe to him. Matt, your link tree is in the description. Do you got any videos coming up?
Yeah, I am. Recently, I uploaded the new movie called with Dev Patel's directorial debut, Monkey Man, and you can check out my other review, Godzilla X Con. And I don't know when I'll be able to see this new movie called Civil War, and I'm not talking about fucking Captain America Civil War. Talk about the Alex Garland Civil War movie that just came out recently. I don't know when, but once I see it, I'm gonna definitely review that, and that'll be up next. So keep an eye open.
Is that the movie that Grace Randolph said is the most appalling movie she's ever seen?
I did not see her review, so I wouldn't know.
She said it's offensive, it's appalling, and she said the worst movie she's ever seen.
Well, she says a lot of
She didn't say
stupid
it's the worst
shit.
movie. She said it was like.
I mean, let's take this with a giant grain of salt. Grace Randolph just says a lot of stupid shit over the years, so why should we take her seriously?
She's definitely in it for the engagement and nothing less. But
there you go.
I will say, so the movie's called Civil War. So do they do like so whenever they go to war, do they just go, I'm not going to hit you, but I'm going to shake your hand in a mean, cruel way? Like,
the Civil War has already happened. This movie was basically written by Alex Garland, who seems like the guy who was just terminally online. Is like after he wrote 28 Days Later and directed Dread, is like, you know what? I'm just gonna stop trying and gonna be making.
He actually directed Ex Machina and Annihilation.
He directed Dread? I did not know he directed Dread.
Yeah, when did he direct it? I didn't remember him directing Dread. Oh, damn.
He did direct Ex Machina, which is very good, but then he directed...
Which is probably my favorite of his movie directed.
I hated fucking Annihilation. I hated Annihilation.
Yeah, Annihilation was kind of forgettable and bland.
I hated that movie.
I will admit I am an Annihilation apologist. I think that movie is quite good, but then Men, oh dear God, that movie was so bad.
I still have not seen Men. I have not seen
I watched it. I literally watched Men, and then I'm like, I didn't watch it in theaters. I watched it at home, but I'm like, I turned it off because I'm like, I don't
his style of directing. It almost felt like he could have directed episodes of Black Mirror style. It
feels like a shitty episode of Black Mirror, the one you try to skip through to go to the next one.
In Ex Machina, it was like he directed the best episode of fucking Black Mirror.
Yep.
Ex Machina is really good.
It's so fucking good. And yeah, I didn't know he directed Dread because that was such an underrated.
I was like, no, I was like, what? He directed that?
That can't. You're shitting me.
Dread is awesome.
Yeah, that movie was better than fucking Stallone version.
You broke the law.
You broke the law.
We're quoting the Stallone. We're not quoting the good one. We're just making fun of the Stallone one. Rob Schneider is one of the leads in that movie. Just let that sink in.
Yeah, he's like his little sidekick.
That's the quality we're talking about, folks. But
Rob Schneider, I don't know why him and Stallone teamed up in a lot. Remember, he was also in the Demolition Man.
I've seen it. Yep.
His role was smaller, but definitely noticeable.
It's like Rob Schneider literally was just like the go-to guy in the 90s. If you needed a little sidekick, you had Rob Schneider.
Rob Schneider, he wasn't even a star at the time when he was doing like Adam Sandler movies.
I am a Rob Schneider apologist. I'm not going to lie.
He is literally the Brutus beefcake of Hollywood. Like Adam Sandler is kind of like Hulk Hogan, and like Rob Schneider is like the best friend. Like he only gets work because Sandler gets work.
I mean, if you look at his filmography, every movie besides Home Alone 2 and like the Stallone movies, every movie he made is pretty much from Sandler's universe, like the hot chick.
That's true.
Dude, yeah. I will say, Deuce Bigelow is not Adam Sandler. No, Deuce Bigelow, I think that. But yeah, the hot chick and I think the animal and all that stuff.
Which Adam Sandler cameoed in the hot chick. You could put your weed in here.
You know what? I love that movie. I'm sorry, but I love the hot chick.
It's so stupid. It's so bad, but it's so funny.
But I love it.
But it's so funny.
It's literally it's just like Rob Schneider basically plays a gay man.
Did you? Yeah, but here's the Rachel McAdams was also in that film. Like it almost felt like she was auditioning for Mean Girls. Of like, hey, we saw her in the hot chick. She's perfect for this.
She's barely in the movie too. She's barely.
I know she's barely in the film.
But like Rob Schneider, like the funniest shit I've always laughed at in that movie is the scene where basically when they go into like the fight scene and he's like. And they're like, what is he doing? And something the black guy goes, some kind of Thai queer dough.
Oh my God. But that's what it was, a quote from that movie. If you don't understand the quote, you got to watch the film.
It's like that to me. I don't know. It's just so funny. And especially there's a scene in the movie where they're like this guy with the video camera is like, yeah, so I saw this girl beat up this guy. I thought it was a girl. She needed help. And then the guy says, yeah, I helped him though. But I hid behind the dumpster with a video camera and watched him get assaulted, because I was there as a friend. And so he doesn't help the guy. He wants to get his ass beat when he records it. And they're trying to bring this guy, he's a hero because he recorded it. I'm like, he watched the guy get beat up by a chick. How are you the hero here?
On that pleasant note, subscribe to both of these guys. And as for this channel, I'm going to be starting up my next Road 2 series this week.
It's exciting.
It is the Road to Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. I'm
Oh.
going to be reviewing all the Planet of the Apes movies in honor of Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. Thankfully, there are less movies in that series than Godzilla and Kong, so thank God for that. But
Dibs on the Marky Mark one.
But the only one I haven't seen is the Burton one, and I'm not looking forward to
Oh,
that.
you didn't. Oh yeah, you didn't see the Tim Burton one.
I have dibs on the Mark Wahlberg one.
Yeah,
That's the one. That's definitely the movie he's talking about.
Collins has already said, has called dibs on that one, so he will be joining me for that. And Jacob Martin.
Oh, you call dibs on that? I call dibs on that, man. I was in that movie.
And Jacob Martin will be joining me to review the OG Planet of the Apes, which will be dropping this coming Thursday, the 19th. So stay tuned for that. So another Road 2 is going to be kicking off. I'm very excited for that. But as far as this show, thank you all so much for watching. Leave a like, comment, or thoughts. For Matt Wyatt, for Jacob Collins, my name is Ryan Cam. For Truth, for Justice, for the American Way, we will see you in the next one. You all take care. And always hold on to Smallville.
That's the one.